All right, Dylan, if you want to turn down the bot real quick. Good evening, yo, yo, yo. How is everybody? Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with my stream elements. Shit's been really fucky, is the technical term. Now my collab cam for Dylan to join in is not working. So I'll probably be using something else other than Stream Elements in the future. Maybe Restream. I just bought a year membership of that. But I really hate this kind of stuff. It really bothers me. I try and put out the best quality content that I can. And I was a little bit rushed today because we had that podcast. So apologies. I'll try and get it cleaned up for next week. But yeah, so that's what's going on. That's why you don't see Dylan. Of course, he's here with me in the Discord. But you just won't see him. And again, I have no clue why. It's honestly quite frustrating. But yeah, so we obviously have a competition today. If we have 50 people join in at some point, which I don't know how many's on the YouTube, then we can. I'll just give away 3K. What did I say? 3K X Walrus? Sure, 3K? Yeah. 3K X Walrus.
It looks like you are not started on YouTube, from what I can see.
Jesus Christ, man, this shit.
You're all over the place.
Can you turn the bot some more?
Yeah.
I see myself on YouTube.
It shows waiting for
I don't
me.
know how, I just popped it up on my own. Yeah, so should be good. Should be good. Hopefully everybody's feeling good today. It's Friday. Hopefully your week was well. I know there was more information that came out about FTX, potential sex scandal.
Still looking for it.
Yeah, there's obviously there's no lack of content for all the DGens, as is always apparent. I changed my streaming setup up a little bit. I use my phone now. It's kind of bright, but it does look a heck of a lot better than my 1080p webcam. I'll say that. My phone camera, I just figured I'd try it out. It seems to be working pretty well, so I think I'm gonna keep it. Hold on. The chat box is working.
Yeah, remember I told you yesterday?
No, I don't recall.
I said Disco Chuck said that the API for YouTube got changed and that the chat boxes should be working now.
Let's see. I tried changing it up on the font a little bit. The font was a little too small. But yeah, hopefully everybody's doing okay. If you don't know, join the AMA chat. Talk a little bit. Let me know that you're here. If you have any questions, of course, ask. I'll be going over some of the same stuff we normally talk about and give you any new updates that we have about where I'm at with it. And hopefully everybody gets a good idea. So there was a couple good things that came out this week. One being I gave you all some alpha on the X Walrus utility going forward. Kind of what we'd be seeing with it. And I was extremely excited to put that out to you all. I know that we're in very illiquid markets. We're in markets where there's not a lot of demand for any token. I mean, if you look at even the top 10 tokens on Avalanche, we're talking, other than like Bitcoin and layer ones, most even blue chips are getting around the same volume as Walrus Share and Walrus. So we're by no means an anomaly in this market, but we have to build like there's going to be another bull market, because there will be. And I think that giving you all fees from both Walrus and X Walrus will be massive for the overall closed ecosystem that we can have. So like, you got to think broader than what happens when Walrus Share ends. How do we continue to motivate people to continue to give LP? And of course, we have Glacier and Glacier emissions, but that's going to go up and down. And I wanted to make sure that there was a way for you all to profit off of Glacier, because Glacier is a Frozen Walrus product, and so is Walrus Anglers Club. And so with X Walrus, I wanted something that you as a user in your head said, X Walrus is getting more expensive, and I want to make sure I get in on it because it's giving out X, Y, and Z rewards. And it's not based on like Walrus share price. It's straight up USDC. It's based on volume, and of course, it's going to go up and down. And we're going to have a contract similar to the Walrus share pool that you see that gives out Walrus. It'll work exactly the same. It'll have some kind of scale factor, so it never touches zero. But APRs will fluctuate based on how much trading volume there is. And sure, maybe it's 30%, but in my eye, like 30% APR. But in my eyes, you know, if that brings sustainability to Walrus, and it really kind of closes out the whole ecosystem. So you need Walrus share to get Walrus, and you need Walrus to get into X Walrus, and X Walrus is always increasing and locking up more Walrus, so Walrus stays more stable, and therefore should keep X Walrus more stable. Also, X Walrus will have a higher swap fee, so people are less likely to constantly dump it. Now, I have no idea how this will end up. Obviously, it's completely an experiment. But what my hope is that through the burn mechanisms of the 1% fee on the Walrus pair and a 5% fee on the X Walrus pair, that we can not only get good burns and keep the inflation down, but we can also utilize that extra percentage that would go to Glacier normally and give it back to the users. And I think that's really powerful, and I think that's a really good narrative to build. And I think that we can do something with Walrus share for the Cadena profits that we're getting from the Treasury. Because realistically, what I want is these products to boost ecosystem rewards, and for you all to benefit from holding this long and supporting the early stages of Frozen Walrus. And the best way to do that is to bolster, you know, liquidity in our pairs with real yield. And maybe it's not DGen APRs, but at least you know it's safe, and at least you know it's going to be there, and it has longevity. So that's kind of my thinking with it, and I think that the X Walrus turning into something that is able to get USDC, you know, maybe this isn't the final iteration, but it is the iteration that I think is the best narrative right now. And hopefully we can find new ways to incentivize it, but I really think that that drives it. And not to mention, X Walrus will then get a detonator contract, so that we can have X Walrus liquidity getting, you know, pushed into that contract, and hopefully keep pushing it so that we can not only have X Walrus LP gaining USDC, but we also have X Walrus LP getting locked so that it's stable. So if people do want to trade it, it's a more stable pair. It's deeper liquidity. And I think the two paired together will be a very unique thing that we can honestly say, hey, this actually is working as intended. I hope anyway. You know, there is no right or wrong with the Tune Fork or almost any DeFi project right now, but in my opinion, it's probably one of the best options that we have. And I think that it's really cool to do as like a little homage to Frozen Walrus launching Glacier. So, yeah, that's my feelings on it. It's been receptive pretty well, and I think that when it actually comes out, it'll be even better. So, hopefully we're able to see that as we see. And then obviously, you know, we're going to be onboarding users for Glacier. A little bit of updates on Glacier. Of course, I have DeFi Mark in my corner now. He's looking over all the contracts, and while he's looking over those contracts, we're going to start mapping out every single contract and what it does. But not only are we going to be looking at these contracts, there's extra things that we're wanting to add, extra features that aren't in Original Balancer. And I want to put out a video with Owen speaking specifically about those features and the ones that we can release right now, and then also just a discussion about Glacier and what it can offer users. You know, we have a lot of people that could use Balancer Tech on AVAX, but nobody has stepped up and built it except for Hex, which I don't know where they're at with it. They're like 300 days away, so it's like a non-event, really. So we're kind of first movers in this area, and I'm very excited about that. We have the Discord being built that should come out in the next week or two, hopefully the next week, that I'm able to start adding you all in. Of course, there's an OG row for any Frozen Walrus member. And we'll get extra exposure in our normal Discord, this Discord, and I'll invite everybody from that Discord to our Frozen Walrus Tusk Talks. So there's going to be some cross-pollination from that. But we're really trying to take Glacier big, and I'm trying to get in touch with a lot of the Avalanche people. Now, obviously, I can't travel like some of the other big AVAX players, but I am starting to get in contact with some of the big, you know, some of the bigger ones that I can start networking through. To get a hold of Ava Labs and try and get grants and try and get exposure, so that people not only know me, but they also know the project. And we have plenty of time. You know, we're you know, the contracts are big, and we're wanting it to be a complete project. And again, I told you all I have no rush on it. I just want it to be a very large project. So, what else have we done this week with Glacier? I think that's really mainly it. Just being able to get that video out to you all, talking about the new features that we're wanting to implement, and then honestly, we're looking for a couple like nominal like roles. Like I'll probably post them up very soon. Whenever you the new Discord goes live, there will be some job postings. I would love to hire from within the community. Some stuff like people that well, mainly a huge marketer. I would love, an actual marketing person from Web 2. But I see, I don't know, I'm very picky, and you can ask Top Gun this, he probably knows. I'm very picky about I'm very selective about what comes out and like the certain brand that I'm trying to, I overthink everything in that regard because I want everything to be as perfect as possible and controlled as possible. And so, like, I see a lot of blue chips and all different protocols. They have a certain lingo of how they produce content as far as tweets and Medium posts, and I really enjoy that. I think that high level of thought and care that goes into their tweets, and it's not just giveaways, and it's not just, hey, this is what we're doing, but it's really methodical, speaking about what the differences of Glacier is other than Balancer, and other than, excuse me, other than other decks that are offered on AVAX. So I'm looking for positions like that, people that can write Medium posts, and I already have some people that are interested. But I want to fill out a very large team over time, and see if we can really build a robust team that's truly scalable. And I think that we can. It's just going to take some time to fill the right roles. But we're on the right path, in my opinion. I'm very happy with where we're at. Obviously, we still have fundraising to do. We still have a lot of back end legal stuff to do. We obviously have contract breakdowns to do. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of stuff that I'm working on. So, with that, Dylan, is there any questions?
Got a few. Just want to remind everybody that holds a Walrus Anglers Club NFT to submit your favorite one of your bunch over into the WAC tournament. I'll be starting the bracketing and the voting tomorrow, and I'll make an announcement. Winner will receive 5 Phase 2 NFTs, and I'll pick somebody who voted in each round to win 1 NFT as well. So even if you don't have a NFT, you can still win one. First question is from Wrong Lever from yesterday. With Glacier coming, and I'm sure more considerations of pools at launch, are you all going to be focusing on first-party coins and pairs to start? What I mean, and I assume over time you all have big plans. The third-party pairs are, I'm sure, in the plans. But to start, is the plan to focus on pairs with Frozen Walrus and Glacier pools only? Of course, you can choose to do anything in between, but any insight would be of interest to me.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good question. As far as like what we're focusing on, we obviously want deep liquidity, and I would love to release more information about this, but there is one piece of vital info we're waiting on with Owen. So once Owen is able to release that, we can speak about like what kind of TVL we're trying to capture. But obviously, we're going to be focusing on our pairing, of course, and onboarding partners. Those will be some of the important ones, but we do want, stable coins. We do, like, at the end of the day, Glacier isn't a Frozen Walrus Dex, right? It's a Dex that I actually think Avalanche could use. I actually think that it's something that could bolster new liquidity for AVAX and people wanting to bridge over for the opportunity. And so I'm going to be adding pairs that I think are lucrative in that sense, people that want to hold ETF type, liquidity pools and hold different currencies on there, and really get people to start bridging into Avalanche and using it. And that starts with, this ecosystem that we're trying to build in Glacier. That's going to involve, different types of pairings. It's going to be blue chips. It's going to be, other projects that are launching on AVAX that are going to be getting new TVL. So I know that's kind of vague, and I'm sorry. I don't like being vague. I like trying to be direct with you all, but there is some things that I still can't release, sadly. But we're getting close to being able to release it, and you'll kind of understand what I'm talking about. That will add TVL to the right places, regardless if users are adding it or not. And it's really cool.
All right. Tampa, could there be a use for W-share borrowing for the useless W-share currently in the boardrooms while we're under peg? There are currently 4K Walrus share in the boardroom outside of the treasury wallet. Shout out to Johnny Walrus share for the idea.
I think for that to happen, we have to make Walrus Share stand on its own. It has to stop emissions for one. We would have to stop emissions, and then it would have to approach stability and a reason for people to want to hold it for that stability or for that price speculation. Right? We need that. So I don't know. It would have to move to like an AVAX pairing. It would have to move in a couple different directions before it was ready to do some kind of borrowing for me to even be like, for me to even say it's responsible of me to even look into the avenue. I think there's a couple of different metrics we have to hit, but it is a good idea nonetheless. I would love to see Walrus Share being able to get borrowed against, but I don't think it's there yet. There's other things we can do with Walrus Share first to get it more prepped up for that kind of scenario.
Just a second. All right, and a second question, a follow-up. Will there be a better way provided to quickly make the 80-20 or other ratio LPs in Glacier?
Read that again.
Will there be a better way provided to quickly make the 80-20 or other ratio LPs in Glacier?
Yeah, I mean, so the great thing about Balancer Tech is that you can actually add any single asset to a pool. So, like, if you have only Walrus and you want to add to the Walrus LP pool, you can just add all Walrus. It'll automatically make the LP for you. It's like an auto zap. Same thing with like 8 pool scenarios. If we have like a maxed out 8 pool and you only have Ethereum and there's like Bitcoin and AVAX in it, it'll automatically sell. And the great thing for us is that it gives us swap fees on all of that. So, yeah, it's a feature that's already baked in.
Nice. All right, Lettuce Angler. I'm sorry, but what is Balancer Tech again? Could you explain it in dumb people terms?
Yeah, so Balancer Tech is auto. It's like an auto market maker, so like your Trader Joe's, like your Pancake Swaps, but it has a twist and it allows for different weighted pools. So traditionally, in an auto market maker, there is a LP that is provided, an LP token, and the LP provides 50% of one currency and 50% of another currency. It's static. What Balancer allows is to have dynamic with the fees and with the structure of LP, so the weight of each. So you could have an 80% Walrus Share and a 20% USDC, and that it's better for an asset that's more volatile for the LP provider, and it allows different strengths and different tokens that you want to focus on. So if you have like a really strong pair like Bitcoin and ETH and AVAX, like a blue chip ETF, maybe you can weight Bitcoin a little bit higher than the rest. But also, it's cool because you can have almost like an ETF. So you can have, Bitcoin, AVAX, USDC, all of these things in the same pool and take all of the appreciation. Say Bitcoin goes up and Ethereum doesn't go up as much. You still get a little bit more than the Ethereum would have went up for holding all of those assets. So it's kind of cool because then you also get to yield from it from being an LP provider, and also if we boost that pool with the Glacier emissions.
All right. Rybear503 wants to know if there is a DEX on AVAX that uses a subnet.
Not yet. So really, subnets kind of make it your own little blockchain. You get your own little piece of blockchain, and it's kind of in the beta phase right now. There's certain projects that are building on subnets, obviously, but you get to use your own gas tokens. So really, a DEX isn't needed because most subnets are being created with the entire ecosystem. So there's not really a need for like swapping out of tokens that wouldn't be done like via the Web3 platform they introduced anyway. So you wouldn't be able to move into a subnet and then start trading for Bitcoin or leveraging or anything like that. There's just not enough liquidity to do it. So currently, no, there is not.
That's all the questions I have so far.
Cool. Let's see. What do we have next? Walrus Anglers Club. So currently there's a vote going on that ends the 20th. It looks like it's going for the K7s right now, which I wish Sean was here because he could speak a little bit more on the K7s and a lot of things like that. I don't have a lot of information on it. He's talked a little bit to me about it, but because of our time difference and me being busy with my family this week, I haven't been able to speak much on it. But he is trying to secure those miners without a down payment. It's very difficult too because they're going off like hotcakes right now because these things are boasting some pretty big numbers. So I'm excited to see if we can get those. Honestly, the K7s, that would be awesome. It's obviously another moonshot token, but hopefully we kind of hedge our bets on the last two phases with something a little bit more secure, so that we make sure that we are, not buying equipment that could be obsolete, which most of it will be regardless of what we get. So, yeah, I think Walrus English Club is starting phase 2 shortly after the vote. We'll go live, start pushing it, and there's plenty of people that want to OTC me already. Hopefully we can sell it a little bit faster than a month. I'd be excited to see it. But yeah, and we're close to end of December. Hopefully for a Christmas present for everybody, we get those miners up and running, and then we can really get going with Walrus English Club. Dylan, YouTube apparently has some questions.
Yep, I got it. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, go ahead.
We had another question on Discord real quick. It was, will the Walrus USDCE farm on Glacier decks give dual rewards in Glacier and W share?
We could possibly move and migrate to something like that, but because I want Glacier to be standalone, I don't think it's good to mix rewards, especially with Walrus share will be done for, as far as emissions. I don't know how many months. It's been 5, 6. We've got another 6 months.
It'll be 5 months in December, yeah.
Yeah, so we got another 6 months of those. So I probably won't do it like that. I'll probably allow you to do one or the other. But who knows what really we can do. It would be cool to do both. So if we can, I'll try and move it in. But no promises on that right now.
All right, Ronald Cunningham. Will we be able to stake Glacier tokens to reap some of the trading fees on Glacier decks, something similar to X Sushi, etc.?
We'll be able to stake Glacier tokens to reap some of the trading fees. Yeah, we've talked about it. Obviously something like X Walrus is already being implemented, but maybe we have something like X Glacier as well. We're talking about a lot of different things as far as utilities and features for Glacier, and nothing's off the table. And I can say that, yes, that's been talked about. We're really just digging in with Mark about the contracts and what's possible in the timeline. But regardless, I mean, we'll be having the regular contracts done hopefully by end of December. We obviously still have to audit and do a lot of things to make sure that what we launch is ready for user consumption, right? So, yeah, so it's something that we've talked about, yes.
Is the Frozen Walrus treasury going to hold on to some Hydro Wheels, or will they be all given away?
How many have we given away right now? 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we'll hold the last 3. The reason I gave it, I'm giving the last 2 away is because it really gave a lot of weight to the Walrus Anglers Club mint. But because they had so much traction, and I felt like if you're a Frozen Walrus investor and not an NFT investor, it would kind of be unfair to not give those back to Frozen Walrus holders. So I gave the giveaway away. I'm doing the giveaway this time to give it back to the Frozen Walrus investors. And I wanted to see big numbers on X Walrus, which we are seeing. I mean, we crossed 1 million, which is fucking insane. What else you got?
All right. Crypto Gamer wants to know, will Mammoth be on the Ethereum blockchain because of the high volume if it's pegged to BTC?
It's a really good point. I don't know that I'm going to go multi-chain with Frozen Walrus yet. Obviously, there's the liquidity grabs that we could do. It's a good option. I don't know. Like, here's the thing. We're having trouble keeping up with 2-peg tokens in a low liquidity market. And of course, we need to gear up for, the potential of a next one. But do we really want to add another token until we figure out the dynamics of the tokens that we have? I want to make sure that I feel confident with the current structure of our ecosystem before I introduce new tokens, and not split liquidity too thin. Because actually, we have really good liquidity. We have the same liquidity as some of the blue chips that are on AVAX right now, and I actually really like that. I really don't want to get rid of that, and I don't want to split it. And there's not a lot of people that are buying things right now. Yeah, in the future, it definitely could be a new thing, and we're going to be looking at bringing Glacier cross chain at some point.
When W share FTTLP?
Soon. Yeah, I won't be rebasing any LP.
What chains were you thinking?
I really want to do maybe BNB first, if we go cross chain. It's got a huge amount of liquidity over there. Yeah, we're going to Solana next. Could you fucking imagine Solana? What a shit chain. I see people talking like I saw some Twitch streamer talking about Solana is gonna come back and blah blah. Why? Why would it? It's like the most centralized shit chain there is. How do you have that much?
Well, look what happened.
How do you have that much fucking VC backing and still botch it?
JC wants to know, is Glacier looking to bring on other DeFi projects and host liquidity for those projects?
Yeah, so some of the balancer tech is essentially to onboard new projects. Of course, as a DEX, that's what we want. We want new projects that we can work together and be a part of for the community and to obviously grow our TVL. But some of the tools that you have there is liquidity bootstrapping pools for partner pools. You also have this option that's really supposed to be played by partners, and that is the locking governance. The locking governance is really not for a user, it's for a protocol to boost their own pools. So they would lock in with their treasury a large amount of Glacier, and then, obviously they boost their own pools so that more people try and invest in them on the platform. So it's a huge portion of Balancer and a huge community aspect to have these boost wars and to get more people locking in Glacier.
Boost wars?
But yeah, of course.
Sean's here. FYI.
Sean. Oh,
C17
Sean.
is here.
C17. He's, yeah. I mean, he can come on here and talk about the K7s if he wants.
Sean, you want to shill your pick? He might just be here in spirit. See here, does anybody else have any other questions? I'm looking at YouTube. I'm looking at Discord. He will do it on the next Twitter Spaces. So guys, stay tuned for that. Oh, I'm going to have another competition today. GDB sees a hand up, and I do too. This has a lot to do with my competition. GDB, welcome to the stage. He's not muted. There he is.
Wait 1 second.
GDB, are you talking? What's up, man? Get in here.
He's in here. He said, "Wait a second." Oh,
he's getting on his iPad.
he's got to get on GDB too.
But
yeah,
the question: will Narwhal be taken care of before the Glacier launch or after? So I'm currently debating a couple different options for Narwhal. Top Gun has some ideas. Me and Owen have went back and forth on some things. The main thing we need to decide is really what's Narwhal's purpose. It obviously can't be what Walrus's purpose is. So can we find that feature? What can it do in the ecosystem with our current constraints? And why do people want to hold Narwhal? And those questions have to be answered. And I can't tell you that it's going to be before or after Glacier, but it's going to get a hell of a lot easier after Glacier, obviously, because we're going to own our own liquidity, so we can offer a lot more things and a lot more different avenues as far as like different things we can do with the LP and things like that. So I can't tell you that one for sure. Just know that I am thinking about it. I have been thinking about it for like the last couple of weeks and going back and forth.
It's all I think about
of what we can do with Narwhal, because realistically, again, it would take like 50K to peg. Realistically, it would take 50K to peg.
We had another question on the YouTube. Ronald wants to know, for WAC NFT, will every phase be a different mining or node project? Anyways, just suggesting or curious if the team is thinking of running Flux nodes or a possible vote for other options.
Yeah, so we're going to be looking at doing different type of validator nodes through community votes. Obviously, we are doing a community vote already just to show you all the features there, and it's available. But in the future, there will be voting for things like Flux, DAG, all that kind of stuff. The normal validators that we see And yes, every new phase, I think we'll be focusing on some new type of mining. I think that's the best way to do it and the cleanest way to consolidate resources and get the best option for profitability for the user.
Excellent, excellent,
Yeah, it's
excellent.
definitely an option, JC. I like that narwhal and balancer and a new LP percent. Potentially, yeah. We're going to have a lot of volatility whenever we have a different kind of LP migration. I was thinking of ways we could do it, and maybe we can launch the LP contracts to make LP for Glacier. We can make them live without any kind of front end or swapping, and allow users to just like maybe have a contract if Mark can make it, where you can just like take your LP out of the farms and zap it into the new LP. I think that would be the best way to do it, in my opinion. Something like that, maybe where there's an interface.
Crack says, as X Walrus becomes liquid, assuming there will be some sell off with the glacial launch, what measures are there in place other than the 5% tax to prevent a significant dump? Some alpha on the incentives.
Yeah, so I mean, essentially, X Walrus is not only going to be able to get stable yields from trade volume. So if you're in that LP, you'll be getting higher APR during any kind of dumps. There's a burn feature built in, and then there's also burning from the swaps, right? So there's X Walrus burning at every avenue. To me, X Walrus has a lot of utility built in. And as far as speculating the price, if people want to dump it, which obviously will happen to some extent, I think that it balances out eventually. I think that it has the right effects, and the cause and effects are in place. The incentives are in line for it to have some kind of equilibrium. And at the end of the day, if it dumps below Walrus's price, yeah, it could be bad. But hopefully, arbitrage takes place at that point, where people would start converting, buying X Walrus rather than converting into X Walrus because it's cheaper. So, if the intended effects take place, the experiment, then everybody will be doing really well in X Walrus. And I know a lot of people want us to have some kind of mitigation for sales, but everybody really wanted it liquid. I stated it was going to be liquid. It comes at a cost. It comes at a cost of risk. Right now you can't dump it, but in the future you can. And that sucks, but that's part of DeFi, right? Like I have to allow the market to correct itself and do what it wants to do. There's nothing I can do to stop people from selling other than keeping it illiquid. And because I'm not choosing to do that, this is the risk that we take. But I don't, we said all this shit whenever, whenever Walrus and PCP contract. Well, what happens if it dumps? What happens if this? Realistically, I can't tell you that. I just don't know. All I can do is keep trying to provide utility, focus, drive, products, and yield to these tokens, and how the markets react to them is how the markets react to them. If I start stressing the price at every single angle that I take, then the tokens, I'll be scared off from trying any kind of change to the tokenomics.
All right, Dino Kalulit, I think that Kalulit. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I'd actually like to know. With over 1 mil walrus converted to X walrus now, that would mean less walrus in circulation. Correct me if I'm wrong. When the supply shock happens, that would mean it would only take a bit of to get things back to peg. Any idea how much to get back to peg at the current X walrus?
Yeah, so X Walrus doesn't affect the price directly. What we're realistically needing is people to get out of their Walrus LPs and converting more into X Walrus, because there's just too much X Walrus, or there's too much Walrus in the LPs, and that's realistically, what we're. That's how all prices are determined. We have our asset and we paired it with USDC. It's a comparison of how much Walrus versus USDC. If someone right now took 500,000 Walrus out of the LP, we would be pegged because there would be 100,000 Walrus, 100,000 USDC. So that's what we need, and that's how we addressed it, is with X Walrus. But I think that we need to come off of Walrus LP to some extent, And whenever X Walrus goes liquid with detonator contract and getting real yield, I no longer have to push it with Walrus share emissions, and I can push Walrus LP so that users that don't want to get into X Walrus can continue to yield off of Walrus LP. But we're not there yet. So I think I need to reduce Walrus's LP factor as far as how much Walrus share emissions are, so that we can really focus. Because realistically, we can peg without any price appreciation. We just need Walrus out of the LP contract. We just need more going into X Walrus, but we need the same amount of USDC to still be in there. And that's going to take some buys, obviously. But we just need more Walrus out of that LP. So that's kind of the goal right now.
All right, GDB has his hand up again. I'm going to bring him up.
Please, 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 please. Hello?
We can hear you.
Yes! Okay. the magic iPad works. I don't know why, but okay. Yeah. So how's it going?
Good,
Very
man.
good, man. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. Just finished work. I'm chilling. I'm good. So, Austin, I'm not sure how much the Top G has told you about the World Cup tournament. But England and USA are in the same group, by the way, which is insane.
Oh, great.
Yeah, which is going to be insane. But what the whole thought process is I believe it's going to be a free. It's just like a lottery thing, right? Like a lottery tournament, but there's no. It doesn't cost anything to enter. Everyone just picks a team, and then obviously the more lucrative the team is. Like, say someone puts America down, then they're going to win X amount of X Walrus, which will be all of it, right?
Right.
Okay.
So the way I have it designed, and you guys are getting the alpha before the announcement's made, because this is how I wanted to do it. We have, how much did you give me, Austin? 500?
Yeah, I mean, we can do more if you want.
We've got 500 X Walrus up for grabs. There's an under construction tab at the very bottom of general. If you go, we're going to have a World Cup tournament. Pick a team you think is going to win. Whoever wins, however many entrants get that team right, I'll put you on a wheel. If you're in this AMA right now listening and you make your guess before I make the announcement later, we can do 600 X Walrus. And then if you post after the announcement, the prize is 500. Does that sound fair?
Love it.
Yeah, okay.
That worked.
There's so many different ways we can do it. Like, I think the best way to get more people involved. We can put a tweet out. We can do whatever, and people who don't even know about Walrus can just join in. Like, I know a lot of people who are just. It's just fun. It adds more value to the World Cup. Like, people just want to see a team win. Do you know what I mean? So even if you just put, let's say, America to win, like, now you'll be watching that to root for that team to win, and if they do, then you'll get a prize with it. So it's a win-win, really. I don't think, like, there's no cost to entry, so it's just pure. Yeah, pure fun. That's all it is.
Well, there's cost to me, GDB. I'm paying. I'm paying for it. It's cost to me.
Well, I thought it grows on trees, no?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sadly, it doesn't. No, I'm kidding. Of course, I love giving away shit. If always, I want to. Which actually leads me to something that I've been thinking about for quite some time that I'm going to be getting the legal structure for when Glacier launches, is that I actually want to start some type of crypto foundation, some kind of nonprofit. I want to do some kind of crypto nonprofit that allows treasuries to invest in, that we can actually do something good in the world. It's an aspiration of mine to be able to give back to people that need the help. And I don't know what it'll be yet, but I do know that I am going to be launching some kind of crypto foundation, some kind of nonprofit that we can do big giveaways. So,
well, word on the street, right? Apparently, walruses are doing quite good in the climate, right?
Yeah. Apparently,
is that a bit too on the nose?
Yeah, I mean,
a walrus carrier.
I don't know if it'll be climate change. I don't know what it's going to be, but I know that it's going to be. I just want to help people. Always have, always try to, and I think that
Good man.
I think that's always the best next step. If I can get a platform big enough that allows people, because there's a lot of people that don't give a shit about it, but they'll do it for the optics. So cool, let them do it. Let me give them a platform where they can give me USDC, and I'll do all the shit. I'll do the legal shit, and I'll drive it so that we can raise like large amounts of money for a good cause. So something that I plan on doing after Glacier launches. You should film yourself giving homeless people money. I actually am that guy. I'm that guy that I go to Chicago and all these places, and I'll actually sit out with like homeless people and talk to them for a long time and give them money and shit. I really do like that. I just like giving back to people, man. But yeah,
It's good karma.
yeah.
I
so
like FYI for people, I think in the next 24 hours, Dylan will try and do something like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, it starts on Sunday, so it'd be good to do it at least tomorrow. Try and start it all out, and then everyone puts the predictions in. See what happens.
And I'll make the announcement a little bit later. That way, you guys in the AMA can get your votes in and be entered to win for the 600X Walrus instead of 500 for coming to the AMA.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, if it
Get
like
your guesses in.
honestly, I would do like giveaways daily, and I would do events daily. We just need the engagement. So like, if you all want more giveaways, get up off your asses. No, I'm kidding.
I'll
Go.
bring Top Gun games back.
Yeah, like I want to give away money. Please let me give away money. All you have to do is just get involved and take an hour out of your day if you have it available, and do stuff with the community, because really an active community is what a thriving community is really what sets us apart. And if I can do that, then I will. And at the cost of giving away some money means nothing to me realistically, other than having people that want to come in and chat and build a community with us. So Radiant Lost said a lot of companies do a 1%, could be nice PR too. They take 1% of profits and put them into a charitable fund. I like that a lot. Dot Hack coming in with his normal daily oof. Thank you, Dot Hack.
You got some good comments coming through on the YouTube. A good friend of ours said, "Look at LHB's hair.
Yeah,
Homeless look is in."
That's actually insane. I can't lie. The hair gain just, yeah.
Yeah,
insane.
man. It's kind of big right now because I don't have my product in. Dow King, you're asking what we're talking about. I was talking about opening up some kind of crypto nonprofit organization to allow treasuries to invest in and to give to profit. Give to some kind of cause that we select. Maybe it's a couple different ones, but allowing an avenue for people just to send crypto and us being able to send it and help people.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna step down. I'm just gonna chill out and just vibe out. And by the way, I'm not sure if you want to do it, Dylan, but we can do Top Gun gaming and Top Gun movies.
Hey, I'd be down for that too.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can.
We can
stream
watch
movies.
some Friday 13th. We can do whatever.
Yeah, I can stream
hell
some.
yeah.
I can stream some movies.
That's what I mean. Like, why not? I'm just.
If the
thinking ideas,
engagement's
that's all
there, I'm
doing.
down. I'm down
Yeah.
for anything.
100%. All right, cool guys.
All right, brother. Thanks for coming up.
Bye.
See ya.
Thanks, GDB.
Dow King, I'm glad you approve. We'll get Truth Seekers involved. I'll start taking your money for charity. Someone posted.
All right, guys, we got any more questions?
Alameda chick saying that was a charitable fund. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ.
Elon's starting a full-blown shitstorm on Twitter. Reinstate former President Trump. Yes or no? If anybody wants to go vote on Twitter.
Win phase 2 for NFT, likely on the 20th or 21st, Dow King. The 20th or the 21st. We're waiting for our vote to come through on our next miners. Somebody asked something else. What was that they asked? I can't find it now. Maybe I'm crazy. Oh, there it was. It was right here. Will Glacier come with educational material? Will there be a bigger focus on
yeah.
particular content? Yes. Good question. Hope your kid is doing okay. Not so savvy. I'm sorry to hear that he's down with a fever. I hope it's coming down a little bit. But yeah, of course, you guys know that I want to educate the community to be able to be the most efficient on the platform as possible. We're doing that a couple different ways. Yeah, so of course I want to do some unlisted videos that I can release in time. It's a big thing to take on to do educational material on Balancer, but yes, I plan on it. I think it's a very good idea, and it honestly makes the user experience much better. Did you all get all the miners for Phase 1 already? Yes, we have purchased them. We have purchased them. All invoices are paid. We are just waiting for them to make it here in late December, Dow King. When merchandise, there already is merchandise.
Are we interested in, or are we thinking of DeFi games?
What is DeFi?
We love games.
What is DeFi games?
Web3 gaming.
Oh, that would be really cool. It's just a lot of upfront capital that I don't have right now. I think I saw it. Temporal Ice asked about Narwhal boosting emissions in Glacier. That is one of the ideas that Top Gun had, but it is essential to me that I keep the two entities separate. I cannot allow Narwhal, Walrus, whatever else to boost emissions for Glacier. Not at this time. It has to stand alone for right now. There may be cross-pollination at another time, but I think it would be really bad to allow something like that. It's almost like forcing people's hand to get involved with Walrus, and that is just not right. Enjoy, Sean. I think you need to blow your nose. Yeah, probably. I've had some crud for quite some time.
Still fighting through it. Got a fever, the whole 9 yards.
Where's the link for the merch? It is shop.frozenwalrus.finance. There is a merch link or a shop link on the Frozen Walrus homepage.
Will there be any Venium tie-ins?
Yes.
Shout out to the Grape team.
Yeah, and me and LB, of course, have talked about their treasury investing in us, and to be one of the VCs that comes on board for Glacier. But yes, of course, there will be a lot of Venium tie-ins. That video is disgusting.
Do you know, Austin, do you know anybody on the Grape team?
I do. LB's actually, I would call him my crypto brother, and actually, it's recorded that he would also say the same.
The fact, you can't take it back. For all those who ever questioned it, he came on the podcast and smashed those naysayers.
That's right.
Tompa wants an answer to, you talked about Narwhal usage. How about Narwhal W-Share LP for the W-Share borrowing if we manage to make it really stable?
If we manage to make it stable, we could talk about it, but I don't see that being something we do right now. I don't want to entertain that thought yet. Narwhal has to be fixed before we do that.
Ronald on YouTube said, just want to send a thanks to you and your team.
Thank you for the good questions, Ronald. Thank you for coming by and saying that. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that comes in and gets involved and chats. Makes me feel like I have a reason. Agreed, JC. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Narwhal. People just don't seem to understand. I could easily release X Narwhal. Like, this is the thing, is I could easily release X Narwhal. And it would, if even like probably like 50% of the current user, Narwhal was converted, we would probably peg, realistically. So it really wouldn't be that hard. There's just not enough available. There's just not, and it's not broken. It just needs commitment. Maybe we can change the peg during Glacier whenever we do a liquidity migration. Maybe we can change it to like USDC or something, which would be really cool. Maybe people were turned off by the YUSD aspect. But yeah, it's like minimal. You know what I mean? We're talking about Walrus with 1.7 mil supply that inflated for 3 months straight. Narwhal didn't. Narwhal printed for like a week and a half. It's only got in circulating supply like 100,000. I would love Narwhal die, actually, Crypto Gamer. I want one that's not centralized stablecoin. I want like an over collateralized stable, yes. Barn, that's awesome,
Barn.
man.
Wow, haven't seen that name in forever.
It's been quite some time since I've seen your name pop up. I'm glad that you're back. Yes, let's all talk about the old days of Snowy Owl where I got my legs. Man, yeah. Just take it easy. We're nearing the bottom, and don't all in on anything. And if you have any questions, of course, you can always ask our amazing chat.
Okay.
Thanks for popping in and saying something, man. That's cool. I love seeing people come back. Obviously, Discord's going down in like user activity right now in DeFi. That's also true, Thrak, is Narwhal's easy peg, but it has to be community driven. And maybe I can do a better job with that, with driving it. Maybe there's something I can switch that's very easy, that can switch gears and really gear people towards it. Right now, you have to think it's on a different LP provider. It uses a different type of stable coin that a lot of people aren't familiar with. And there was a big gap in how you get YUSD. Now, a lot of people that have already switched into YUSD see that it's really not that hard to get into. But it could be a reason, right? We shouldn't make it any harder. So maybe we change it to USDC or DAI or something that's easier to get. And we do that whenever we do our liquidity migration. And even right now, we can do a Narwhal burn pit, where we cancel the LP right now until Glacier, or cancel like benefiting the LP, and allow some type of burn pit that's not X Narwhal, that turns off taxes whenever Glacier comes in. But anytime you enter, you're getting a large amount of Walrus share. We boost up the Narwhal pool, and it takes a large burn fee to get in and out of it. So that users, hopefully would be burning it a lot.
Got 2 questions real quick. Are there any one-of-one anglers in the 10,000? And if so, how many?
The 2,500
2,500 are one-of-ones?
currently. In next phase, it'll be another 2,500. In the phase after that, it'll be another 2,500. They're all unique, is what I'm trying to say.
No. I think he means like how if
One-of-ones?
there's like just one Yeti or just one.
No, we haven't. We
yeah,
didn't see
something
them.
like-
We didn't see them in phase 1. I'm getting a script to go through and find them just to make sure that there's the amount that I thought. But yeah, there is one-of-ones. There's like 300 one-of-ones.
And as a second unrelated question is, in one of your recent videos, you used the quote, "We need to do the next right thing." How many times have you seen Frozen 2?
How many times have I seen Frozen 2?
Yeah.
A lot of times. I've seen a lot of times. I got two little girls. They're growing up on me though, so I don't watch. They don't watch as much of that stuff anymore, sadly. I remember when Frozen came out, and me and my fiance had just gotten together, and they stayed at my apartment at the time, and I put Frozen on. God, so many times. I probably watched Frozen, the first one, I don't know, at least 50 times. Yep, JC knows. Yeah, Not Snowy was fucking hilarious. I knew the YouTuber that was shilling it. The dev was completely botched it. There was an Oracle issue that allowed you to redeem bonds before it was 1.01. There was a lot of issues with Not Snowy, but it's cool to get forked, right? It's cool that people fork us. There's people still forking us. There's people that forked everything that we had to offer. Still are.
And our docs.
Yeah.
If you see my name in somebody else's docs, they forked it from us.
Yep. I really think that, like, there's nothing wrong with our community or our liquidity, is that AVAX is just a lower TVL chain comparatively in this bear market. I think that goes up. I'm betting on AVAX. Okay, Eric.
All right, guys. Any other questions? I've got Pokemon to play, so.
This motherfucker's trying to get off. He's out here navigating it like he's the boss.
Oh, damn it, Austin. They can't see me. I can't show off the Switch you built me. I can't just tell you how many people came up to me last night and said what an awesome Switch I have.
Yeah, it was a bitch. Them Joy-Cons were.
That's what I told them all. It wasn't. The person who made it for me said it wasn't worth doing, but they all disagreed.
Last time you got off early, last week, I had like a heart to heart for like 10 minutes about people and why they choose to do, different careers and not work for themselves.
You're big on that soapbox.
I am.
Don't know how this will benefit and my lack of knowledge, but is there any benefit to creating APIs for Glacier or Frozen Walrus for third parties to feed data or interact?
I think that would be really cool. I think that we need API tools whenever Glacier goes live. If you have experience in that, you should let me know. That would be really cool to offer API tools. Also, Thrack, that is hilarious. If you know, you know. Yeah, technically all of us are forks of bomb money, but are we? Question mark.
ETA for Glacier. Sorry, I missed it.
At least I'll just shoot like something rough out. First month of 2023, maybe. Hopefully earlier, but I'm not gonna overpromise and underdeliver. And honestly, I'm not in any rush with this market. Like we're fine. Like we're not gonna miss anything by launching it a month earlier or later. It's not gonna change anything, right? All right, Avery. You keep doing that, brother. You think they'll let me, Thrack? You think they'll let me name it Bomb? I'm gonna name it Big. I'm gonna name it Big Bomb Money. Big Bomb Money. Yeah, X Walrus, 1 million total walrus turned into X Walrus. 255,000 walrus
Gone.
burned.
Never coming back.
See
Not in
ya.
a contract. Not in an LP farm. It's gone.
If you think of that, people
That's
valued walrus at $1 at one point, and most of the people converting
how.
did. Like we had a community event that resulted in, realistically, what people would have viewed as 250,000 and may be 250,000. But so many people in this community care about this protocol that we've reached this insane number.
How many epochs do you think is 255K Walrus as far as like boardroom expansion? How many do you think we just like negated there?
At least I don't know how many we're at right now. I don't know. I mean, probably over 100.
Epochs?
Yeah.
Think about that, guys. Think about that.
Yeah, we're redoing the inflation damage. Doing a better job than the U.S. economy. You know?
The U.S. economy is not doing a job for inflation. All right, hold on. I'm sending a picture in the AMA chat of the Switch Austin built me. There we go.
Lame Hillbilly for Fed chair, for sure. Put me in there. Put me in pal spot. I'll come in dressed just like this. Still win them over. Yeah, and
All
also,
right.
the boardrooms will be auto yielding, which is really cool. And there's a lot of changes that are going to come after Glacier. But yeah, Dylan, I can tell, wants to get off. Dylan, if you want to go ahead and get off, I'll sign everybody off.
No, I'm good. I'm here.
Yeah, so obviously, do something good this weekend. Maybe walk an old lady across the street or help her touch grass. Preferably, probably walk her across the street with consent. It's important with everything going on. There's no better time than now to be a better person. There's a lot of bad people in the world, but you don't have to be.
A lot of bad people.
You don't have to be one of them just because other people do it, right? I think a lot of people are like, well, if I didn't do it, then somebody else would. That's a fucking weak excuse. Do better. Do better. If people would just be nice.
And stay warm.
Nodes will be
it's
unlocked
cold.
before the launch of Glacier, yes. Yeah, Crypto Gamer. I hear that all the time. Oh, If I didn't do it, like if they steal, well, somebody else would. It's too easy. It's like, dude, stand by some morals. Make some morals for yourself, and stand by them. Grow a spine. Be
Machine
better.
Gun Kelly once said, "If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything."
I don't know that Machine Gun Kelly said that.
He did. It was at the beginning of the Black Flag LP.
LP, I know about LP.
Not that LP.
Yeah, it's a very manipulative crypto game. There's a lot of people that manipulate that kind of stuff, and there's a lot of young people that are misguided nowadays. If you got youth in your vicinity, try and be a good influence and just do something positive. There's so much negativity everywhere, and then people are like, "Well, why even be positive? All this is happening, blah blah blah," and I don't want to help so and so because I got my own shit to deal with. Losers, man. Everybody needs to do better. Just do fucking better. Eventually we're gonna have like 9 billion people in this world, and the way that we're moving right now, it's everybody gonna be fending for themselves in the 2 square foot home that they're gonna own. We got to do something.
We won't own anything, and we'll be happy about it.
True that. New World Order, baby. Dude, need Walrus? That would actually be so fun. I suck at Super Smash Bros., but I would totally do that. Yeah, that would be really fun. Obviously, if you guys want to do community events, by no means does it have to be involved. Does like I have to be involved? Like if anybody wants to run a community event, I will put money up to provide prizes. All you have to do is just tell me, right? Like if you want to do something, I will back you. If you want to get in this space, like just let me know. Like if you're good with community events, like I will back you 100%. That's what these protocols are. Is there's so much lack of support if it's not a team member. But yeah, Taco and Hatch dipped on me, man.
You know it, bro.
That man dipped on us. He said, "Dude, I gotta play this Switch."
No, but yeah, GDB literally DM'd me this morning about the World Cup idea. I said, "Austin, how much can we get for this?" He said, "How does 500x Walrus sound?" I said, "Bet." And I just upped it to 600. He will give it all away. I mean, for God's sakes, we lived through the PCP. We should all know this. I want the engagement. You guys just tell me where to put it.
Yeah, I have like a lot of X Walrus from my time of accumulating and not being able to sell for a long time. So like, I'll just like give it away. I don't really care. So like, if you all want to do stuff, like I've got like 50,000 X Walrus just sitting there.
I'll do game night again in a heartbeat. But the last time I did one, it was just Ace, me and Ace.
Yeah,
So
so
he
I'm
got
saying
10 Walrus share out of that.
it got too low of community support for us to like continue on. And not
But I'd love
everybody,
to do it.
not everybody wants to like kick back and do community things, but like, it's fun and it helps the ecosystem. So yeah, we can try game night again. I don't know what we
I'll
need
be
to
more
do.
than happy to set it up.
I don't know what we need to do to boost it, but I don't want Dylan like. I value people's time, so like I'm not gonna make Dylan do game night when there's like 3 people. There needs to be a crowd. It doesn't have to be like this big, but there needs to be a people attending and engaging for me to feel like it's valuable for him to do. Yeah, like 8 people minimum. I'd be fine with 8 people. You could play a lot of games with 8 people. Among Us, Tom, but that would actually be fun. I would love to do Among Us.
You can do that.
I like Among Us.
Actually, that was one of the games I wanted to play, but the problem is you can't stream, your screen. It would be more like everybody talking Discord while we play.
That's how you're
Because
supposed
if
to
I
play.
streamed and I was the imposter,
Yeah, you're not supposed to
everybody
stream.
would know.
You don't have to stream that one. Everybody would just play it in the same lobby. Real life Hunger Games.
I mean, there's enough land in Kentucky to get that accomplished.
Shout out to my Discord. My DMs on Discord is like people messaging me and they have like Walrus Angler Club NFTs as profile pictures. It's fucking dope.
That's badass. Yeah, I mean, me and Austin can play some more Age of Mythology soon.
Yeah, I was actually
Stream
talking to
that, you
Dylan
guys.
that I would like to start like streaming on Twitch or something in the mornings at like 9:30 my time, like when market opens, and just have like a 30, 45-minute stream where we just like stream prices of like crypto and talk about crypto. Not like a lot of big stuff, but maybe like some brand recognition could come from that, just doing it on Twitch. I think it would be cool. Or just play games or like whatever we wanted to do. But yeah, that was something that I had an idea of.
He sent me that today while I was playing Pokemon. If I could learn how to stream my Switch to Twitch, I would. Switch on Twitch. Austin, do you know how to do that?
Yeah.
We can do Frozen Walrus plays Pokemon. Austin, did your Discord get rugged?
No, I messaged someone back.
Okay. Yeah, we could do hey, I would me and Austin played old school RuneScape religiously for a very long time. Me and him both got back on. We could stream, one of the old Pokemon games, and we could vote on how to play it every week. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm like level 99 Slayer in RuneScape. It's actually not a joke. Jesus, Avery, just buy bonds, bro.
I was getting ready to show him how to do it.
I think you're just wasting time, brother.
Oh, Austin, Crypto Refills is now offering Steam.
Oh, that's good. I've been getting it from $1.
Finally. And the Nintendo eShop is on there. I'll have to remember that. They've added a lot on here. You need to go check that out. Anyway, all right, I'm getting off. So
Yeah, we can end it here. Enjoy your weekend. We didn't hit the metric, but I'll give away 1,000 X Walrus just because I refuse to not give anything away. So let me just pick the best question real quick. Actually, I'm just gonna give it to Not So Savvy. His kid's sick, and I feel bad. And he's
and
still
he
here.
stayed asking questions.
Not So Savvy. Shout out to you. Send me your wallet.
And Tusk Talk 29 is uploaded to previous AMAs. So if you want to read the questions, if you don't speak English fluently, I make these for that reason. It's updated. You can translate it there, or if you just want to go back over it, it's there.
All right, boys. I'll let Dylan get off here. Get some gaming in. I think I'm gonna go game a little bit. Play some Clone Hero. Good for him. Not So Savvy. I'm very happy to hear that. I don't know that if he listens to me or not, but let him know that you got some X Walrus. Hopefully he likes it. But yeah, enjoy your weekend, guys. I'll end it here. We've been going for a little over an hour. So enjoy your weekend. And hopefully better days to come in the future. See you guys.
And listen to our podcast.
Yeah, listen
It's
to our
really
podcast.
good, and we put a
on
lot of
Spotify-
work.
Spotify, YouTube, Apple, everything. It's on everything. Just
Amazon.
Put it in the
Anchor.
back. Even if you don't listen to it, it benefits the ecosystem for you just to pop it on your Spotify and walk away from your computer. Pop it on your phone, walk away. But I think it's highly beneficial to listen to it. So, yeah.
We put a lot of work into it, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Listen to it. Let us know what you think. And we'll see you guys next week.